Alright, so this is my most recent piece that I've made, and it's of the character Alicia, as you might start to know the names of them because of how I name the drawings. Um, this isn't the fourth drawing of her, but it is the fourth drawing on this computer, so that's why it's four. Um, and also sometimes I don't name them by the standard number because they're not posted, so, or they're not meant to be posted, so there's more. But I made this yesterday. It took me, let me check in Krita real quick, 4 hours and 7 minutes to make. And that's pretty good because this has a background that is something. It has a fully done character, though there's small errors which I need to find a method to remove, but there's some small coloring outside the lines in a lot of places. But this one is kind of cool. I like it. It's I've wanted to move more towards the characters kind of doing things instead of just standing there. Like, she's still just standing there, but at least she's like showing off the sword and not just like kind of holding it. So, the character's kind of doing something, not just standing there, which is, and I kind of want to just work on doing that a little bit more. Why does it look so dark on the recording? That's fine, whatever. I'm just gonna start it. But this one, I started with the familiar, just draw it kind of small and then expand it to fit the screen. This one I really liked how what was it? I liked how I took my time kinda on the sketch. And you can see I colored this in so I could see more of how, like, the shape that they would form. I could better see the shape that they would form because normally I don't scribble this in, but it actually really helped. And this time I actually drew the background in during the sketch phase so that I would know what the background would look like. And I'm definitely gonna keep doing that. And I think this sketch is relatively complete. It's got everything that was in the final drawing in it, which is really good for me. Well, not everything, not like the belts, and I did later add in the scabbard because I realized I forgot it. And I also added in her belt, which I also forgot, and then I added in the bag, which I also forgot. And one thing I forgot that I didn't add was a dagger that's supposed to be on, I think this side behind the bag. So I did forget quite a bit, but that's because it's a new design, so I'm not like, it's not in my head as well as it could be. But I mean, I get straight to the line, and the line was something. The hands are bad. I need to work on that. But you can see me put in the belts and stuff and scabbard. I think the scabbard's slightly offset of where it should be, but yeah. If there's a better method for getting that like alpha layer drawn in, that would be nice. Well, if there's also a better layer than just directly, better way than just directly coloring in everything, that would also be nice to know. But yeah, that arrow, okay. This arrow is supposed to represent the direction of light, and these scribbles are supposed to show me where shadow is supposed to fall. Um, that's one thing I really just gotta practice because I'm not good at it. But I mean, yeah, that's the next thing I'm gonna practice because I think I've gotten my upper bodies to a adequate point where I'm still gonna practice it, but I'm gonna move it a little bit back on the importance and push um, lighting up to be more important. But yeah, I just kind of guess with lighting, which is maybe a problem, but I mean, that's fine. You can see I'm rendering things at the same time. I'm not doing the full character and then drawing the background. I'm doing the background and the character at the same time. Although by this point I'm finished with the background, but I'm about to be shortly finished with the character, which me finishing a piece is just, once I'm done, I add in a couple of things I may have forgot, like blush and making the eyes a little bigger, and then I process it. I color adjust so that everything's usually darker. So I usually color adjust things to be darker, and then clone the layer, burn the layer, and set the burn opacity to like 30 or 20%. This one's 30. And also blur the burn layer to add a little bit of a glow around everything. I think it looks good. I probably could have turned the opacity on the blush down a bit, but you know, it's fine. But I mean, I was trying this thing I saw where you add a barrier, because I'm not good at adding midtones. So what I did was I wanted to try the thing where you got a little bit of a barrier of a more saturate, instead of just like choosing a color that's in between these two, you choose a color that's in between and then boost its saturation, and then you put that in between. So I was trying that. I don't think it looks that good, but especially here it looks bad, but that's because this is honestly darker than the shadow. Or maybe you can just see it better, but yeah, I don't like it. But I think in general, I'm gonna keep going with this design. There's one thing I might add. Actually, I have Krita open, so I think I'll just show you. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just show you. Let me switch over. Okay. So this is the piece itself. So we're gonna look at that real quick. This is the burn layer, and as you can see, it darkens things up. And if I'm correct, it adds a little glow around everything. Yeah, kinda. But yeah, you can see how out of the lines I am pretty much everywhere. Actually, wait, that's weird. Let me. Oh, that's so weird. My blur is doing a weird thing where it's like creating it gray. Oh, that's because the color adjusts. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay. I might want to color adjust away from the line layer because of all this gray it creates. Yeah, okay. I just learned something. Yeah, I don't want to color adjust on the line. creates all this gray, you see. Okay, well you can't see it far out, but I don't like... I'm not just gonna cop out with that. It's an easy enough fix, but I'm gonna put a paint layer on top and draw over this, but there's supposed to be a dagger right here or so. I haven't ever drawn it, so I don't actually know what it's supposed to be. I think that would look... that might get in the way of movement, actually. Maybe right here in the bag. Yeah, it's kind of forward facing. Maybe, oh shoot, I deleted the layer. But maybe like here, you know? Or actually, because this is right, she wouldn't be drawing it with her left hand, she'd want to draw it with her right, so it'd actually be here. Though drawing it with left would be fine, because then we could just switch hands. It's also a sidearm, a last resort, so it's not like I'm going to be drawing it often. It would come through here, probably over the top. Be like that. Maybe. But the thing is, I later thought of after making it was, I mean, it doesn't actually look that empty when it's in a drawing, so I might not do this, but it's removing this shoulder and arm armor, because I mean, quite obviously it's not supposed to be very heavily armored. Like, all of this is open, just chest, arm, and some legs. Not a very heavily armored soldier. So I was thinking of adding some sort of like, let me see, some sort of like cloak thing on top. And it's obviously asymmetric, so that it looks cooler. And it would be, I don't know. Though I can't justify a purpose for it, so I don't think I'll add it other than style. I think that might look cool. Like, maybe a bit longer on this side. I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe this would be more large. There we go. I don't know. Maybe after the Vita drawing, I'll do a drawing of this with this cloak thing. what color would it be? Probably the red. It's actually funny, this character used to be very blue themed. Look at the eyes. I actually think I have a drawing of it. Maybe. I'll save this. And scroll through everything. Might not have. Oh, there it is. Yeah, very, very blue themed. I mean, you can see the early phases of the design, like shoulders. This, for some reason, just doesn't extend, but this was a concept drawing, not really a full drawing. Honestly, there's no similarity. Actually, there's not that much similarity. This is like a completely different character, honestly. Because, I mean, this was a mage archer. This is a mage archer that was even less armored. And see how bad my shading used to be. It used to be so light. Like, you couldn't even tell that there was shading from afar. I was just so scared to make things dark, so I didn't. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird looking at old art. Because, I mean, I made this, but it doesn't really look like I made it. No, it actually does. I mean, it looks like a very similar style. Let me open up. Holy, this is bad. Yeah, you can see like style similarities between them. Though my feet were actually pretty good back then. Now they're not. Now I just kinda, I don't really know how to do feet. Yup. That would have been better. And here, I think that's fine. I have to study feet after I do lighting. And after, well, legs and feet. But after legs and feet, we'll revisit on hands, because those are bad. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. Let's see if there's any others. Concept 2? What's concept 1? Who's Lana? What the heck? Okay, let's look at this. This is an old concept. Really, really old. Like heavily armored, more knightly type thing. Actually, this is where the sword came from. The sword actually came back from this design. The switch hat was funny. Holy, my feet used to be crazy. What the heck? Must have heavily referenced this as something. Yeah, this has got to be referenced. No way I could draw this. But mean, he's got some pretty good armor. Anatomy, quote unquote. There's no leg armor, which is issue. His face is something. Feel like that might. Because it's a concept, I might have traced this, I think, off of somebody's face. I actually think I did. Yeah. Oh well. That was more or less months ago. I'll use reference now for practice, so I didn't trace in any of my real pieces, so I mean, it's not like I was a tracer. I never posted that one because I traced it, I think. But yeah, and see some big jumps in improvement. Let me check when this was made. This took 5 hours, and it was made 4 months ago. This was made in 4 hours, and it was made yesterday, which is actually kind of crazy. Oh, whatever. That's gonna be the end of this video, and my improvement is getting. It's slowing, but that's because I'm practicing the wrong stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna get to practicing. So see y'all.